Hello, good evening. It's Erica here from Me2You Paper Crafts, coming to you this Thursday night with my very first Case the Catty using the 2024 to 2025 annual catalog. I'm pretty excited about it. The very first suite that I saw in the catalog, I just had to order it right away because I love birds. So I'm talking about the Country Woods suite. So I'm going to make a card from page 48 in the catalog. I will turn my camera down and we'll get started right away. Hi, Lena, welcome. Okay, so let's bring forward my other desktop. Here we go. Okay, so I'm just going to position my camera a little bit better. Here we go. So you can see it. So look at this beautiful 2-page spread. And all of these beautiful bird houses. So as some of you who follow me on my personal page, if you're friends of mine, you will see that my husband has been making bird houses. So we have quite a number of them in our backyard. So he's doing woodworking and he's creating these bird houses, either a single dwelling or multi-dwelling, like condominium style birdhouse. And then he paints them these bright colors. So when I look out my back windows, I can see all these birdhouses. So much fun. But I love birds. I love watching the birds at the bird feeder. We've got hummingbird feeders out. Yeah, I've just always loved birds. And there's actually a great free app that you can put on your phone called Merlin. And it will actually listen to the birds chirping away in your neighborhood and identify which birds they are. So I often sit and do that because I just love that. Love knowing what the birds are. All right, so the card I decided to start with tonight actually is not a birdhouse. Funny that I'm talking about birdhouses, but I wanted to do this sweet little card right here. So this mixes the papers from both sets, and it's got this cute little flower market little pot with some flowers in it. So this is the first one I wanted to start with because I want to show you or talk to you about stamping on designer series paper. So if you're not a big fan of coloring, any kind of coloring, whether you use watercolor pencils, markers, any kind of coloring, then you can simply just stamp on a piece of pattern paper to get the look. So the fun thing is that with this complete suite, it's a double suite. So it has 2 different stamp sets with coordinating dies. So you've got your birdhouse here. You've got, of course, a bird. You've got some flowers to decorate. You've got different roofs that you can put together. Really, really cute stamp set and matching dies. And I'm really excited. I came across a lady, a demonstrator, who had made a box using the birdhouse. It's a little birdhouse box. So I will definitely be making one of those. And then you've got this other sweet country flowers. I love flowers, and I love flowers put in different kinds of pots, whether they're sugar bowls or they're milk containers or mason jars. I have a couple of different mason jars that I actually painted so that they are different colors. But a clear one works just as well. And I love tying raffia around the top. So I just love doing that. So that was another set that I was attracted to. Now you can buy the whole suite and get everything, or you can just use the item numbers for the pieces that you want. So we've got those two bundles. And then we also have a fabulous new embossing folder, and they've paired this embossing folder with the DSP. I'll show you, but it's an eyelet pattern, which is very sweet. So this is the embossing folder, and I actually embossed a white piece, hoping that you could see it. So I'm going to hold it up to the camera and see if you can look at that. I mean, it's just really, really cute. So there's lots, and even the debossed side is really cute too. Look at that. I love that. So imagine this in different colors, and you could actually brayer over this debossed piece. You could take your brayer and you could brayer over it to give it some different colors as well, which would be fun. Yeah, so there's that new embossing folder, which I love. I love embossing folders. They just add so much to your cards. Okay, then it also comes with some little pearls. So you've got the larger pearls and the smaller pearls. These are basic gray and smoky slate are the 2 different colors in here. And then it also came with 2 spools of ribbon. You've got this, it's a diagonal striped ribbon. I haven't opened it up yet, so just bear with me. I'm going to open that up. So here it is. So you've got this, I don't know if the camera will pick this up, but you can see the striping on there. So again, remember that you can use your blends and you can color it. Now it really is kind of a one-sided ribbon. You can see the diagonal stripes on the one side and then not so much. It's kind of like embossed, really, embossed and a dembossed side. So you could color this with your blends. And then it also comes with, I keep picking up that beige. What do you think of that new basic beige color that Stampin' Up! Came up with? I don't know how that came about because as a demonstrator or a leader demonstrator, I never saw any questions about whether we needed beige. We have white and very vanilla. Why we needed beige, I'm not sure, but people are loving it. So I did purchase the ink pad, the ribbon, and the cardstock. Okay, so this other ribbon that comes in this suite is a petal pink. A petal pink, again, diagonal striped petal pink ribbon as well. So you've got those two ribbons to use. Very pretty. Okay. Let's just put those aside because I don't know if I'm going to use ribbon tonight. All right. And then let's get to the DSPs. The DSPs are, I love the colors in the DSPs. And the one pack has got a lot of wood grain in it. Absolutely love the wood grain. And so to make this card here, I noticed that this little wooden stool has been stamped on one of these wood grain patterns, and I think it's this one here. So let's open up the paper packs and show you the papers. So this is the wood grain paper. So this is, and look, so it's got this beautiful, this is Misty Moonlight. That's the blue in here. And it's kind of like been, chipping away. It's just beautiful as far as kind of the antique look. And then on this side, it's got this beautiful paper. I love this. As a matter of fact, I wanted to get a desktop cover that was like this, but then I kind of thought it might be too busy. But look at the colors in that. It's just beautiful. Okay, and then you've got, this is another probably early espresso wood grain, and on the back of that, you've got more wood grain. So cool. So if you also got the Seaside set with the what are they called? Not silver dollars. What are those? Are they called silver dollars on the beach that you find? No, not starfish. I can't think of what the name is now. Maybe you guys can help me. You could use this wood grain for some beach themes as well. Okay, and then we've got this one here, more wood grain again. And then you look at this. So we're going to use this tonight. So I'm going to keep that piece out because I'm going to stamp that little stool on there. Okay, and then you have this sheet here, another wood grain. This looks more like a pecan pie color. And it's all scratched. It's really cool. And then on the back, you've got kind of like a petal pink and gray, kind of where the paint has worn off. So beautiful weathered woods in here. And then we've got, here's another piece, again, weathered, really weathered and cracked. And I'm sure these are photos of real paper. And then you've got this whitewashed one. Very excited about these papers. And then last but not least, you've got this one. So again, you've kind of got some staining in here. And then on this side, you've got a gray kind of a wash wood. So lots of choices for wood grains. What do you think of the papers? I think they're fantastic. And they're very generic. So you can use, these would be great for masculine cards. And they're generic for, you know, anything with flowers in it, or even some scenery paper you could use these wood grains for. So I think they're going to be really great. Okay. All right, now I want to show you the other pack of paper as well. So let me pull that out. I've got everything up on my keyboard here. Hi, Carol. How are you? Sand dollars. Thank you, Carol. Sand dollars. I knew that's what they were called. All right, so this is the paper that matches the eyelet. I need another light. I've got a big shadow there. I've got these kind of like pot lights above me on the ceiling, and they cause the shadowing of my phone. Anyway, so this is the eyelet paper, and this is kind of, I think, basic gray and smoky slate colors. And then you've got a very, very subtle pattern on the back. So that's one of those. And then you've got in the blue, look at this smoky, no, this is, sorry, Misty Moonlight. I love Misty Moonlight. Misty Moonlight paper, and then on the back you've got petal pink again. So the colors are the same throughout both packs of paper. Okay, and then we've got some more eyelet in kind of like, I think this might be this new beige color. In beige eyelets, and on the back is just kind of a gray, just a gray, I don't know, fabric looking pattern. Okay, and then we've got more eyelets. I think each sheet has eyelets. And then look at this. I love this gray and white striping. Love stripes. And then we've got one in pink. So this is the petal pink, and then you've got the blue on the back. So for the eyelets, you've got the petal pink, you've got the beige, you've got, or maybe this is the beige. What are the colors in this? Let's have a look. We've got basic beige, misty moonlight, petal pink, and smoky slate. Well, I don't know. These two, one is kind of white and one is, I guess, the beige. Then you've got, oh, this has no eyelets on it. Okay. And this one has eyelets. So you've got the gray, the beige, I'm going to call it, the white, and the pink in eyelets. Okay, so those are those papers. And we're not using, yes, we are. We are using one sheet of this. We are using, yes, I need the blue sheet out. Okay, so I'm ready to start the card now. I think I covered all of the supplies. So the first sheet I want to cut is the blue eyelet, Misty Moonlight eyelet. How come I don't have it here? Did I miss a sheet? I must have missed a sheet. Yeah, here's the blue. Yep, I missed a sheet. And so there's that beige on the back. Okay, so we want this sheet. All right, so let's just set these papers aside. How is everyone tonight? I hope you're good. All right, so no real directional pattern on here. I think you can turn this anyway. So again, as usual, I'm going to start by cutting a strip of 4 inches. So I'm starting with a Misty Moonlight card base, okay? Misty Moonlight card base. And then I have a strip of basic white, which is 1 inch by whatever length, because we're going to trim that anyway. So I need this to be cut at 4 inches. I always start with 4-inch strips of paper. Okay, so I just need that. And I'm going to cut this down to 5 1/4. So I'm creating a 4 by 5 1/4 inch layer for the front of my card. Okay, so we have that. And this is going to go along the bottom with a greeting on it. Now, I'm going to do the same with this paper here, is I'm going to cut a strip at 4 inches, and I'm going to use a piece for my little stool. So again, 4 by 5 1/4. This is how I always start my papers because I just always like to have the layers ready. Okay. Now, the beauty of paper like this is, say you wanted to do another card. Let me just take this out of the way. Okay, so I used to say, okay, this is my scrap piece of paper, and I'll stamp the stool down here and cut it out. But what I want you to think about now, and you've probably heard this tip, is that if you're going to use this as a layer on another card and put something on top of it, why not die cut the middle? So you've got a hole in the middle, but when you mount it on your card and then you mount something on top of it, nobody's going to see the hole in the middle. Okay, and then all of your edges are perfect for a layer. Okay, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. So let me just fold over my catalog, and I'm going to, oh, the one thing I didn't show you, I showed you in the catalog, but I didn't show you are the stamp sets. Okay, so here's the bird stamp set, and they're both photopolymer, so very easy to stamp with. Look at that bird, I love that bird. And the birdhouse is fairly big. It's a good size. So I've already seen lots of cards made with this. I just go to Pinterest and I look up the name of the stamp set. And here are the dies. Look how sweet the die. Lots of dies, lots of flowers. You've got a bow in here. You've got some leaves. This is apparently the stand for holding up the birdhouse. You've got, looks like a window box, or it's the bottom of the birdhouse. Like I said, this is brand new to me tonight. Haven't played with it, so I'm always pleasantly surprised by the number of dies. Okay, so that's the country birdhouse set, and then the country flowers set is this one here. And here are the dies. So you've got this cute stool. This reminds me of, not that I've ever milked a cow, ladies. I've never milked a cow. But this reminds me of, sitting on a stool and then milking the cow. So you could maybe incorporate this if you've got that cow set with the cow builder punch. Maybe you could incorporate that somehow in a card. But you've got this cute little bucket, and then you've got this little teapot, and then you've got your different flowers and some nice little greetings and a little eyelet decoration, right? So if you wanted to do the inside of your card, you can, or create your own background paper. You could do a bunch of flowers and then put these in between to fill in the white spaces to create a one sheet wonder. Okay, so country flowers. So I need the stool. That's the first thing, is I need the stool. It's a fairly good size stool here. Okay, so let me grab a block. Now, for the first time ever, there are a number of returning designer series papers in the catalog. I think there's about 4 or 5 of them returning. Now, please, you must remember to go online and look at the online exclusives, because they moved a lot of stuff from the annual catalog onto online exclusives. So you don't see them in the catalog. You've got to look online. Okay, so there's my stool. So I'm going to take this piece, and we're using photopolymer. So let me grab my mat. It's feeling a bit grubby. I'm going to use this is my favorite trick for cleaning my mats, is I've got these lint rollers. Bought a huge pack from Costco. And it just takes off all the paper bits. The lint works really great. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my Memento black ink, and we're going to ink this up. And I'm going to stamp it just right smack in the middle of this paper. Okay, and then I am going to die cut that. So again, this is how I store my dies. I right away before I've used them, I put this on my scanner and I make a photocopy and I put it in the envelope so I can always see the dies that could possibly be missing. Okay, and then eventually I will put this on a magnetic sheet that I buy through Amazon. Okay, so let's put this on. And we're going to die cut this out. So I'd love for you to share my videos to people if you think that they might be interested in what I'm presenting or how I present. I'd love for you to do that. That would help me a lot. Okay, so there you go. So this I can use on another card and just cover it up with something else. Okay, now, so we've got our little, look at that, look how cute that is. It's in wood grain. Okay, so here's my card base, and I'm going to just glue this right on top. Before I do that, because I need to trim my white piece, I'm going to stamp, or I'm going to trim it. Well, I'm going to stamp on it first, and then I'm going to trim it. So it says, "Hello, friend," is the greeting that we're using on here. So "Hello, friend" is coming from the other stamp set. So you see how they're mixing and matching these "Hello, friend." They're mixing and matching these stamp sets. So you can get a lot of mileage when you have a double set because you can interchange the greetings. You can interchange, the flowers. Yeah, it's kind of cool. You could have a little bird hopping around between the little pots. Okay, hello, friend. And I'm going to do this in the misty moonlight. Kathy, nice to see you. Yes, I love this set. Tonight's my first time playing with it. I couldn't wait to do Case the Catty tonight. All right, so I'm going to stamp this pretty well over on the right-hand side. Hello, friend. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this. And if I look at my sample, it goes right to the bottom of this piece. So I'm going to glue this right to the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a piece of tape right across the bottom there. And I'm going to line this up on the bottom. Okay. Let me close my ink pad. And then I am going to trim it. All right. So that now is going on my card base, and there's no ribbon on here. Now, if you wanted to, you could tie a piece of ribbon like around here and have a little bow on this side and then your stool and your pot. You could do that if you wanted to step it up a little bit more. Okay, so now I'm going to, now this tape is going to run out any minute. I can see the red See, when the red starts showing, that's telling me that it's going to run out very soon. So I have a spare sitting here. All right, so I'm going to glue this onto my card base. Like so. Okay, so then we're going to have our little pot or a little stool sitting here. All right, so the next stamp I want, it looks like it is using um 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 okay, curiosities. Where are the dies? I gotta figure this one out here. Oh, here we go. It's in a die. Okay, so there is no stamp for this particular pot. All right, it's just a die. So this is the die. Okay, interesting, interesting. Okay, so we're gonna cut out this pot, and then this piece goes on top. So we're gonna die cut this one as well. So this is going to go on top. All right, so let me just have a look here. Now it looks like this, if I look really closely, this piece is also cut from a piece of the wood grain paper. So let me just grab that paper again. I didn't notice that earlier, but it looks like it's, oh, I've got the wrong paper. Sorry. I want this paper. Let's figure it out. It's kind of a pale gray. Okay. Definitely looks like a wood grain. Maybe it's this piece. All right, well, we're going to just pretend it's this piece. You know, when I hand out the card, who's going to know if I use the right piece or not? Now, wood grain can run both ways. You kind of have to decide where I'm going to cut my paper. So I might go across this way. So I'm going to do another 4-inch piece. And again, I'll cut it down to 5 1/4. All right, so interestingly, there's no stamp for either the pot. And what's the pot? I think it's just, looks like it's just white. So let's go with a piece of white. I'm just looking in my scrap drawer here, and I have new large piece. Let me grab a piece from my. Okay, so we're going to cut this pot out of this. Now, again, I'm going to cut this again right smack from the middle of this piece. So I have another layer that I can use. So just bear with me while I do that. I mean, you could die cut a number of pieces from this as long as you don't go too close to your edges. Look at that. That's kind of cool. And we're going to stamp on that, I think. So let's cut out the pot. All right, so here's our pot. And what we want to do is stamp the greeting flower market. It's also out of the blue. Yeah, isn't that funny, Kathy, how we want to be frugal with paper and yet we end up with so much left over. It's really kind of silly. I don't know if you use up every bit of paper from each pack, but I don't think I have ever used a complete pack of paper. Okay, flower market is here. Flower market. This reminds me, this particular stamp set, well, both of them really reminds me of have any of you been to the vintage market? It's up in, it's on the same road as Mitchell's Farm. Can't remember what road that is, but they do it every year. I think it's in August. And it's vintage. So you'll see a lot of old pots and stools and old furniture and just really, really cool market. Okay, so we're just going to stamp this. Let me get it closer to me. Stamp that right on there. Okay, and let's close this. All right. So I think we're ready to roll. So we're going to have this here. I think this would have been nice on some wood grain as well. This, instead of the white piece, do some wood grain. This is going to go on the stool. I'm going to glue this on top of the pot. So it's interesting. They've made it so that it's kind of a single pot, and it could, look at this, you guys. That's a coffee mug. Is that not a coffee mug? That's a coffee mug. Can incorporate that with the Lotta Latte stamp set. That's a perfect coffee mug. It's a left-handed coffee mug, but that's okay. And it's also a pot. Anyway, so it's single-sided, right? But when you put this little banner on it, it makes it a two-handled pot. And if you want another variety of pots, I don't know if you got the earthen, what was it called? Earthen Textures, I think was the name of the DSP, but what was the name of the stamp set? But I bought it and it's got some great pots in there too. Where's my Tombow glue? Okay. Okay, let's stick that on there. And the pot you can cut from DSP. Oh my God, there's so many things you can do. I just get so overwhelmed sometimes. All right, now we want to, I've got this, this is, I think I've pretty well used, talk about using up paper. I think I've pretty well used up that whole piece there. We're going to die cut some white flowers and some stamps. I'm not sure which stamps that they come from. Let's see. So they're dies again, no stamp. Yeah, we got lots. See, we've got these. So you can get a whole cluster. Okay, there's a cluster of 3 here. So I think we want these 3. So I'm going to do those on a piece of white. And then we've got, yeah, I can't stand these sticky sheets that it comes on. I wish they came on magnetic sheets, but of course that would up the price. Okay, what else am I looking for? I'm looking for leaves. Oh, it must be this cluster here. Oh, there's 2 clusters here. So that's fun. You can use both of the dies to get more. Sorry, I'm off camera a bit there, but see, there's 2 dies for a cluster of leaves. So you can cut out a whole bunch at once. So let's do some white flowers. So I'm going to die cut these at the same time. I have another little strip of white paper I can use. Okay. So, oh, they all fell out. That's fun. Yes, they all fell out. So here are my flowers. Okay, so I've got 3 flowers. We're going to be putting some gems on these flowers, and then I've got the leaves. Okay. All right. So I think I need to glue this on my, well, I need to glue the stool down first. So let's do that. Oh, Kathy, your daughter is there? She refinishes furniture. That's very cool. And my daughter has a friend who's there as well. She does jewelry. Okay, let's put our stool on there. And I'm going to glue my flower pot on there. Okay, now we're going to put on, so I'm going to use, I have to use tweezers for little bits like this. Okay, so I'm going to use my, if I can find it, I've got a little bit of Tombow in a tiny little bottle, but what did I do with it? I don't use it that often. Oh, here it is. Here we go. Okay, so I put Tombow glue in this little bottle. Okay, so let's squeeze out. Whoa. Supposed to squeeze out just a little bit, not a whole whack. Okay, so we're basically just creating a random little pattern of flowers here. And then I'm going to put the, I might have to have cut out more than I did. I wonder if it would have been smarter to put, no, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm just looking for the right and the wrong side to these. Yeah, I needed to cut some more of these flowers. Let's just run a few more through. My dies over here on my coffee coaster. Okay, I'll put that back there so we don't lose it. All right, let's do a few more of these. Yes, this set is, well, like I said, it was my first choice in the catalog. So I'm just randomly putting these on. And what I might do is start gluing on some of these flowers. I'm just going to put glue in the very center so that I can push some more leaves underneath the petals. So let's do this one like right here. And we'll do one up here. And then we'll do one here. Okay, now I'm going to try and fill it in with some other petals here. Now, I was pleasantly surprised that when I bought this tiny little bottle, I was kind of worried that Tombow would be, you know what, I'm going to cut off that stem. I can't get that under. Because years ago, I think Tombow, the solution has changed. It's still a great glue, but I remember years and years ago when I first started using Tombow, I had a little squirt bottle like this, and it would not come out. It's like it was just too thick. Yeah, these stems are in the way. I'm just going to lop them off. Now it works great. I'm going to use all my stem, all my little leaves. These are sweet little leaves too. I've got one more. Let's just put that on. Oh, I just did that on the wrong side. Oh, well, I won't put that one on. All right. So there we go. I might put a few more. I'm going to get a few more. It's more than what's in the picture, but I might throw in some more flowers on there too. Anyway, we've got some of those little gems that we can put on here as well. So there's 3 of these smaller ones here. So I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool. And I'm just going to pick these off and put them on the flowers. There you go. So there is our first Case the Catty for the 2024 annual catalog. I love the way that turned out. I'm not happy about my flowers. I think I put too many on. I think maybe put the flowers on first and then tuck them underneath, maybe. I didn't do a great job on those, but nobody will ever know. Thank you, Kathy. So there you go. And this would have been nice in wood grain too. It would be like it was flooring. I might redo this card and do flooring on the bottom. So think about that. See, you could do this wood grain on the bottom and you could still stamp your greeting. But there you go. There is the card. Love the color combination. This wild wheat is a pleasant surprise. It seems to go with a lot of different things. So before I forget, I'm going to put my cap on my glue. Okay, and I'm going to bring myself back. There we go. So thank you so much for joining me tonight, ladies. And yeah, I'll be back. So I decided for the month, well, not just for the month of May, but I used to do a Fun Fold Friday. I don't know if I'm going to do it live. It might just be a video recording and I will post it both to Facebook and to my YouTube channel. But I really want to get back into doing more fun folds. I don't seem to do enough fun folds. And I love fun folds. Thank you, Carol. So I hope to get a video up tomorrow for a Fun Fold Friday. Yeah. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And I will see you hopefully Monday morning for Mojo Monday. Bye for now.